Hi guys! Jake and Marisa back again for more live reactions to Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. Alright, so,
Kyuranger.
Kyuranger.
You're getting there.
Didn't realize I've been pronouncing it any differently than you had.
You say Kyuranger.
Yes. I'm not really trying to...
Kyuranger.
I wasn't really trying for the Japanese pronunciation.
We're gonna watch some Kyuranger.
Yeah. Also, later tonight, I'm gonna try and check out that the Hyperforce.
Yep, you're gonna watch it. That's why we gotta do this at this time of day.
Yeah,
it's the middle of the afternoon. It's about 2:30.
It's also just a nicer time to be recording than late at night or early in the morning.
It's 7 o'clock. It's not late at night.
True. But
we gotta do it either before Jake goes tutoring or after, and we're gonna do it before so that after Jake can go watch Hyperforce.
Yep. Also, you know, we'll probably want like dinner or something.
What is this dinner you speak of?
The thing that often ends up saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch it at 7," and it ends up being like 8:30. Anyway.
I'll just make noodles.
Okay.
We'll eat
cool.
that because you're gonna be watching Hyperforce, and I'm gonna be farming plunder skulls. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's easier for me to farm plunder skulls and make noodles than for you to watch Hyperforce and make noodles.
This is also true. Also, you'll be
because
home.
I have to wait for the 5-minute cooldown.
Yeah.
You can only get one plunder skull every 5 minutes.
Mm. Also, you'll be home before I am because you're getting groceries. Anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that is. I've never watched an RPG stream show before, so.
It's all really going to depend on how good the GM is and how entertaining the PCs are as people. And since they've got Polly in there, it's probably
that's
going to be fine.
That's pretty much the biggest selling point. It's like, you got Polly here. He's always
He's
funny.
going to do something, it's going to be funny.
Like, and the rest, and most of the rest of them are, you know, actors and YouTube stars, so...
Oh, the YouTubers should have no problem with it, but you never know about actors, because sometimes they're not quite as good off script.
Yeah.
But we know that Polly's good off script, and
yes.
Your average YouTuber tends to run off a framework, but not exactly a script.
Yeah, so that's
especially somebody like Strawberry17 who is doing unboxings.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Unboxings are interesting things. It's something I've never
honestly, they only make sense
watching,
to me for a new product that I have not purchased and I'm thinking about purchasing, and they'll go through everything that's in the box and I'll know, oh yes, it does come with a charger.
Right,
or
right.
They'll go, the quality of this object doesn't feel as good as the picture on the box would suggest.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're basically product reviews, but...
Yes. Although, for some people, they're unboxing a product that everyone has already reviewed, but they're hard to come by, so in that case, it's a little bit of a bragging rights video.
Yeah, that does seem what it is, like a good chunk of the time as well.
It really depends on the channel. Some of them are, they get the objects soon enough, and they're able to give a cogent review, and sometimes they're just like, look what I bought!
For a guy who's been doing YouTube for like 5 years, I'm strangely ignorant of a good number of aspects.
Now, see, like, I'm into the ball-jointed dolls, and I'll tell you that 90% of the box openings on the ball-jointed dolls are, look what I got! Because the doll has already been out for a year.
Yeah. I'm less of a mastery of YouTube knowledge, and more it's just I'm a Power Rangers guy who likes to write and act out things about Power Rangers. That's what I do.
I mean, I did unboxing photos when I got Kenzie.
Oh, fair enough.
But that was my very first one, and so for me, that was kind of a memorable moment.
Let's unbox this episode.
Let's
do that. Alright, so, now...
I love the transition there. We're going to unbox the newest episode of Kyuranger live on YouTube. Well, live reactions. We'll post them up afterwards.
Yes.
In case I cuss, which I haven't done in a while, guys.
You've been doing quite well on that. Anyway, so, time for episode 35 of Uchu Sentai Kyuranger, The Secret of the Universe's #1 idol.
Oh, yay! It's Afrogen.
Whoa, whoa, Kyuranger. Miyagete sora ni sate ikutsu hoshi ga andaru. Kazoe kiru kute dekushu kesha suru nara we go.
この世界にそれ絶く無限のストーリー触れた時見た時僕ら何を思うのだろう考えてわかんないこと続くはスペースジャーニーやらない理由とか探さずにきらめきすぎ注意よラッキースターキューレンジャー見果てぬ空突破したけキューレンジャー銀河ラブル急に超ラッキースターキューレンジャー君が切り開く未来見てみたいんだ
Really?
Same
Again?
place as last time.
Refreshing. Up, up.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 見上げて空にやっていつく星がアンダル数えきれなくても集荷者するなら We go この情けにろずでそれでつく無限のストーリー触れた時見た時僕ら何思うのだろう考えてわからないことで続くはスペースジャーニーやらない理由とか探さずにきれなき集中よラッキースターキューレンジャー見えてる空突破したけキューレンジャー銀河ラブル急に超ラッキースターキューレンジャー君が切り開く未来目で見たいんだ振り出そくるしゆかに飛び飛べ飛べ飛べ飛べ飛べ続くまたるととそういう感じ Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, and good luck In case anybody's wondering why we keep doing that even when we had to repeat it, it's not just to show off, it's because if we don't sing over it, we're gonna get dinged on copyright.
Probably. Also,
we could always use the extra practice.
Yeah, we need the practice. Hey, mealtime.
They were not expecting everybody here.
That was weird. There was all... Wait, what? Why are there... Why do we have extra subtitles? Every now and again, like an extra subtitle is showing up on screen that's in a different font from the rest. That was very confusing. I don't know if it's going to keep doing that. Ooh. Oh my. Hoshi Minato's fans have been freaking out all Akimba said. Well, it would make sense. Yeah. It would make sense for him to...
Using a music star to manipulate people? Oh no! Yeah. Like, that doesn't happen. Because it totally does.
Well, Akiyamba does make it a bit more dangerous. She's a fangirl. Slow your roll a moment if you would.
That has to have been a ball-related joke in Japanese.
That is a beautiful line.
Planet Peacock, Jock Batterbury.
Broadcasting. Wow, they decided to have fun with those disguises there.
I love how he's just like, oh. It's like, I am not interested in doing this at all.
Everybody has such crazy looking. Okay, so we got Spada in the glasses. I think Tsurugi's got the feather boa.
Okay, so those two are managers, and
those three are the stars.
Auditioning.
Okay.
That explains why Tsurugi's like, and I was like, really? You don't look like idol material when you do that. No, because he's a manager.
Fair enough. He's a manager with a feather boa. They look very silly. I'm also amused that in this show of aliens, they decided to just stick with the 5 human characters anyway. Well, excepting Stinger and Katara. Oh.
Actually, he does look a little bit confused by all this. And he's waving. Okay. It's possible also that he is...
Just clueless?
Really stupid, yeah. Oblivious. Really oblivious.
Oh, he's not acting at all like Naga did.
He could just be that oblivious in a Zephyr Beaverbrox kind of way.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
Why didn't you use that one in the first place? That's a good question.
They just don't use it very much, I guess. Oh, it needs to...
Oh no, they recognized the Q Globe!
Yep.
Keeping us away from Minate.
She is heavy fangirl in this episode.
That's almost out of line with a lot of her other behavior. She's always usually so serious and stuff.
She's also kind of goofy and whatnot.
Oh my god, is she gonna cry?
This is also clearly serious business for her. But did you just run into a dressing room? What? Why are you in a dressing room?
Because they have a dressing room because they're auditioning. Why did you run away, Hammy?
She's got a nice green streak through her hair. That's cute. Aww. I guess sorry for hurting your feelings.
Oh.
She still feels bad about everything that happened with Akinbot. Oh, he does not understand fangirling.
Is that what a fan is?
Is that what a fan is? And they even use the word fan.
Not as just being a fan.
More backstory, yes.
She met him when he was nobody.
Oh, wow. Huh. That's interesting.
And I might have cried from feeling... That's his lyrics down there.
Oh.
But I woke up.
Aww.
See, I wondered why it said Yume when it didn't say Dream, but Dream is on the next line, so
Yeah.
I guess grammar is out of order.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure, but, I think she's wearing the same hat as a character from X8.
He uses Boku!
Remind me what Boku is again.
They're different
I know.
pronouns, but
Yeah.
Boku is appropriate for, say, what's his face? Cyan.
Oh, Katara?
Kataru. Boku would be the appropriate pronoun for Kataru, only he uses ore because he's trying to be a big man.
Okay, so or is big man, Boku is more shy?
No, not shy. It's actually used by young boys.
Okay. Because that's actually another thing that apparently was plot relevant in X8, but I couldn't quite pick up on exactly how it worked.
Boku is young boys.
Hmm.
Like, this baby's first pronoun.
Okay. Interesting.
But guys who continue using it as they get older are, you know, kind of...
They had this little emotional scene behind it.
Yeah.
And just
And then
in the background...
the monkey and
There's a monkey with a pig holding
Look at
its
the little
tail.
kids in the front. He looks sad.
Oh, he just was not impressed by that performance. Okay, time for them to do their number.
I wonder if he's going to recognize Hami.
I don't know.
Because if a star was going to recognize anyone, it would be someone from before they were a star.
Oh, look at all the little kids.
Look at all the little kids.
Oh, they're adorable.
And little girls use a different pronoun, but sometimes teenage girls use Boku.
We're number 99 triple Q. Okay. Oh, one of my songs. Oh, wow.
It's the one the one he was singing in the alley, probably.
This is cute.
So that means that not on every Dark Matter planet are everybody slaves.
I guess not. It's a little different, I guess, in different planets how they rule their people.
Maybe it's a little bit like North Korea.
Not sure.
Because there's like people who live in certain regions are completely poor, and then there are the people who are like higher up in the party. They have a television with like 4 channels, but it's still, you know, and their kids, you know, go to schools and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe these are kids of people who are in the favor of Dark Matter.
Probably. Gives them, it's also give a place to, a thing for them to aspire to as well. That's not really him. That's not really him. If he doesn't remember, I think. Hemi's really broken up in this episode. What's the deal with Hoshiminato here?
I don't know.
Is it him? Is it not him? Yes! The monkey and the pig were Balance and Raptor. Yes! And the audience is down for it, I think.
It is perceived as humble. Can carry an undertone of feeling young when used by adult males. Usually used casually when giving deference.
Okay, so Boku is the more deferential one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's why children use it, because they should be...
And Ore is the more boisterous one?
Ore is more than boisterous. Hang on, I'm going to go all the way down.
Oh, whoa. Time to reveal the truth. Oh, the manager has been Akinba.
Oh.
And... Whoa. What? What? Look. The little...
Ah!
The little thing has been Don Armage the whole time. What?
You know what to do if you don't want to be erased right now.
He's been just chilling out on a pop star's shoulder this whole time?
Apparently so.
That is a weird place for the main villain of the show to be hiding. What?
Say the change! You see, Ore emphasizes one's own status when used with peers and those who are younger and of a lesser status. So it's not more boisterous, it's like, I'm the big man.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Those two definitions make sense with the two uses of, Boku and Ore in X8. You
That's also why it's really adorable that
Yeah.
golly, I forgot. I can't say his name right now. Kataru uses it because he's the guy. But it's dead serious when Tsurugi uses it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's the legendary savior.
Exactly.
So where'd Hoshi Minato go? Oh, whoa! You get.
He's right there.
Okay,
in his
so
chair,
he's still there.
Passed
There we
out
go.
like this. You can't see his face because his afro is the top of his head. He's staring at his
This
crotch
is
right now.
crazy that this episode just went crazy. It's like I was not expecting to see Tanarmage in this episode. Why are they all of a sudden fighting Tanarmage in the Popstar episode? What?
Now, why was he so dopey in the hallway then? Is it possible that he's only under control when he's in public, and that's why they have to cart him around with a bunch of guards?
Maybe.
In between?
I don't know. I don't know if he had the little Don Armage on his shoulder.
Yeah, we
That
have
thing
to...
has been Don Armage the whole time. That's ridiculous.
Doesn't he have other places to be besides sitting at a pop star?
You would think so. Also, I think that this is kind of... one thing I didn't notice before is that, you were thrown off by chest frame? His entire torso is actually sort of a reproduction of his head.
Huh.
Because he's got the skull face giant brain on top, and then his chest is a giant brain, but if you look, he's got a lower torso is skull face.
Again? Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Oh!
Whoosh. Okay. Aww. Naga cares about people's feelings. Oh, time to break out the Bitsky medal again, right? Dark Utama, there we go. We haven't seen this since he went good.
Yep.
I mean, since the
first time
episode when he went good.
He used it once in the episode where he went good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, not that it's
She's all
been that
frozen.
long, but it has been a couple episodes. Oh.
Did you ever watch Heroes? Not Heroes. Yeah, Heroes.
I watched the first season or so.
Okay, you remember Hero from Heroes?
Yeah.
He used Boku.
Yatta.
Because he was an overgrown man-child.
Yes. The main thing I remember about Hero was Yatta.
And I just remember walking through... I never watched that show, but my roommate did.
Yeah.
You remember her. And I just remember walking through the living room once and going, wait, isn't he a Boku user? Because he was saying Ore, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And, or was it the other way around? He was using the wrong pronoun, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. He probably usually used Ore and went to Boku when he became a childlike version of himself.
Yeah, he was eating waffles for some reason, and was like...
There was a memory wipe thing. I didn't watch the show.
She told me he had a memory wipe, and I was like, what is... That's not the right pronoun.
It is if your memory's been wiped.
Because I don't remember anything about that show except walking through and hearing the wrong fucking pronoun and going...
You got overconfident.
And I just mentioned earlier in this episode that I was... And you're right, it is his skull in his
he
belly.
even has
eyeballs in his belly.
He even has an additional pair of skulls on each side of his hips.
So he's just skulls on skulls on skulls. This is not the Don Armagi we fought in the past, which means there's more than one of him.
That explains a lot.
Wait, does that mean that there's just one that we have no way of knowing how many there are?
That's why there's a Don Armagi. He's not the Don Armagi on his shoulder. He's a Don Armagi on his shoulder. Oh wow, that's a twist I wasn't expecting.
Me neither.
I didn't think of that. Why didn't I think of that? There's just because I was thinking, oh, maybe there was a new one or something, but it's like, oh no, he looks the same.
There's more than one at the same time.
He's like a
What is he, a hive mind, or do they all have their own minds?
Well, that sets up a good amount for them to do for the final, like dozen episodes of the series.
How many more Don Armages do they have to kill? I bet they'll kill this one.
There we go.
Now, because we know there are duplicates.
I mean, we had established that Shishi Red Orion could take out a Don Armage, so it makes sense to throw Orion Battler along with Gigan Phoenix.
Aww.
Wow, that was... Hi, Hoshiminato.
I love that phrase.
Gambate. This is a pretty good character development for both of them in little ways, sort of... This episode ties off actually a lot of things. I'm surprised. I was so convinced this was going to be a fluff episode, and a lot of stuff actually ended up happening.
And Naga finally realizes that he is slowly learning emotion.
Ranger,
Go Kyuranger, oh Kyuranger.
3, 2, 1,
oh Q.
Oh, hi, oh, Oshitama, Oshitama. Lucky, lucky Q-sama. 3, 2, 1, oh Q. Bang, bang. Q, Q, Tama, 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 Q, Q, Rippa, Q, Q, Tama, 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 Q, Q, Rippa, 3, 2, 1, oh Q. Bing, bing, Q, Q, Tama, 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 Q, Q, Rippa, Q, Q, Tama, 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 Q, Q, Rippa, I knew.
I realized I was doing the wrong arms there.
Oh, okay.
I was back in the first couple.
Okay, next up, Planet Luke.
Now he's got a tiny lion on his shoulder.
I am intrigued by this tiny lion. Oh, Lucky's
Homeworld.
Oh, this is gonna be we're getting a nice little field trip through the stars on in these next few episodes. It looks like
You're finally getting your space journey, Jake.
There we go. Nice.
Okay, so that was great. I liked that.
Yeah. I'm just surprised at how much ended up actually happening in this episode.
I mean, we've all known for a long time that Naga was slowly coming into his emotions, even if he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But someone has told him now.
Yeah, and
he smiled. He got it. He realizes that he doesn't need someone to flip the switch. He is learning.
Yeah, and he had kind of gotten that at this very much ended up sort of acting as kind of an epilogue to
his whole arc with
and the whole thing unexpectedly the end of the whole trying to find out the truth about Don Armage. I was not expecting to find out the truth about Don Armage
in the episode about the truth about the world's most popular idol.
Yeah. And we got backstory too.
So once she got away, she was living on one of those planets where some people have something approaching a normal life.
Well,
but it was probably still a crappy
for a
kind
while,
of normal life.
It looks like it was basically a she was planet hopping for a while.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that planet, I mean, he was there and she was walking around and they weren't being slaves, but it's still Don Armage, you know, kind of area. So I'm thinking it might be somewhat equivalent to some of those areas in China where people work in the factories all day, but then at night they still go home to their tiny little, not particularly nice apartments that they have for some reason filled with Hello Kitty tchotchkes.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, people still get their small pleasures where they can, like getting a Hello Kitty plushie.
Yeah.
But they're still working really hard in the daytime and not able to afford much.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe that's the kind of plan she was on right there, because she had, like,
that's fair.
the bright hat and all that.
Yeah, that hat, like, when I looked at it, when I looked at it a little bit longer, it looks similar to Nico's hat from X-Aid, but Nico's hat was more blue, and I think Hami's was more green.
And he had sparkly gloves, and so, you know, it's kind of one of those where you get to have some of the superficial fun things,
that's just
but
a specific style of baseball
you're still not
cap
having a fantastic time.
over there.
But, you know, it's probably better than being in one of the full-on slave labor places, because you do. You have your place, and you can get your tchotchkes, and you can have some sense of, you know, this is my home, even though it's this tiny little room.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And so, better to be on that planet.
Yeah.
Because, it's still not great, but it's miles ahead of the places where the people are, for some reason, constantly marching around, and the Endeavors won't let them stop.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that all about?
Which one?
There was one place where, like, the thing was making everybody, like,
do calisthenics
for no reason.
Well, that was a specific...
I realized that, but...
Each Magistrate has their own gimmick.
Yeah, and that one's gimmick was not going to get him very far. You're actually probably going to get people a lot further with a model more like whatever must have been going on that planet.
Yeah, that... I still can't believe that was a Don Armage on his shoulder the whole time. Like, that's a long game with that one, because that thing's been on his shoulder.
Don Armage on my shoulder.
That's been, you know, in the background since, I think, possibly the first episode.
Yeah.
That was sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky.
That's the Kyurangers being sneaky on
Oh
that.
my goodness, look at that rain.
Oh, wow, it is coming down out there. Ooh.
If all y'all don't see us again, it's because we had to build an ark.
It's probably not going to go for too long. I mean, it's not that bad. I can still see through it.
We can still see through it, but still, wow.
It just, we didn't realize it was raining out until just now. It's been a little muggy
but
today.
I like that...
you might be able to hear it, actually, now.
That we got to meet him a little bit more, because he was a great actor back in Go Busters.
Yeah. And he was also in Maji Ranger as well.
Yes.
He was the Yellow Ranger. He's been the Yellow Ranger, he's been the Beat Buster, who was a Gold Ranger, and then
now he's just
a gold guy.
Who happens to have some
yellow antennae,
but he's not like a beetle. He looks more like a bumblebee.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Hoshi Minato means something with regards.
Well, Hoshi's wings, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, a lot of names have meanings over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of our names have meanings too, like April.
Yeah.
Or summer.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hoshi want. That's not the right Hoshi.
I don't know.
It's desire.
But now I know why. But now we know why he was
Why
actually.
Wings?
They actually had an impressive payoff for that. One thing I will admit is that it does downplay a little bit.
That's Haruka.
It's interesting how it simultaneously downplays and enhances the threat of Don Armage.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, he is beatable. Which before we thought, you know, he just wasn't beatable. But it's more so, we have no idea how many of him there are. And each one is incredibly powerful. Although now they finally hit the power level that that they need in order to take out a Don Armage. Because apparently, Phoenix Soldier is, has a power level comparable with Don Armage, and now they've managed to surpass that with Shishi Red Orion. They're in good shape for taking them down in the future. It's just a matter of how many of them there are. Like, are there 88 of him? Like, could there be as many Don Armages as there are Kyutama? Because right now, we have no idea. We have seen 3 or 4 in retrospect. Because there was the one that was destroyed on his planet. There's the one that they defeated while they were visiting the past. There's the one they defeated this episode. And then presumably the one they defeated this episode isn't the same one that they've encountered on vid screens. And we don't even know if all those times if that was the same one.
Yeah.
So we have no idea how many Don Armages we've actually seen. We assumed it was just it was some sort of resurrection trick, but wow, it's kind of weird that it's more that our minds are more likely to go towards resurrection tricks than just a monster having more than one character that looks at all like him. He could be just a full-on alien species. Oh, wow, that's making a lot of noise. It is coming down hard out there.
Yeah.
Although, oddly enough, it still seems to be a little sunny.
Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts now.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what Hoshi Minato means.
No, because Haruka apparently does not mean wings, but I thought it did. Haruka mirai metasu tame no hane ka aru koro.
Yeah. But yeah, like when it started off, it felt like it was a little bit cheesy to start with the intense emphasis on the importance of the pop star, which that has value.
Maybe it's spelled differently.
But it just went so much farther than I anticipated. I'm glad we at long last finally got our Hammy background that we've been missing for most of this time. And it did follow up on her last bit of background, making that somewhat relevant. How she had gone from she mentioned how, I became less introverted as I traveled around, but I was still kind of despondent. And it looks like a lot of her actions throughout the series have been sort of inspired by Hoshi Minato's music. So that's arguably her start on the path of becoming a Kyuranger. So now that we finally got a bit more backstory from Amy, maybe we can expect more from Spada and maybe even a little bit more from... Actually, maybe we might be finally getting a Garu focus soon, considering they're going from planet to planet. They might have to swing by planet Jug, and maybe we can follow up on him being the last of his kind, which was kind of his thing. If we're going, we could be going on a small tour of their home planets if we're going to Lucky's home planet next, and then this was sort of the closest thing to Hammy's home planet. If we could see Spato's home planet or Garu's home planet, that'd be pretty awesome. And it would also be a good way to tie in this, big arc of them traveling across space to face off against the big villain by, sort of getting into where it all started. It sort of creates a, full circle kind of thing.
Distant or remote?
Still no luck on figuring out what you're trying to figure out.
That's where I remember Hoshi from. Okay, so Hoshi was from Star Trek.
Okay.
For some reason, I was getting Hoshi from Star Trek and Haruka from Sailor Moon mixed up.
Wasn't there a Mr. Hoshi from, Babylon 5 or something? I could be mistaken. I shouldn't have said anything now. You're going to look it up next.
I think There may have been, yes.
Yeah.
Tertiary character.
Yeah,
Quaternary.
he was like a secondary...
Hidoshi.
Hidoshi. Senator Hidoshi. That's it.
There you go.
I was imagining Sheridan saying something to someone like a Hoshi.
I thought Haruka meant wings.
Weird. But,
desire, which makes sense because, I mean, he's supposed to be very desirable.
That makes sense. And I guess this was the finally the end of Akinba. Sort of, she had disappeared.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me Sakura doesn't mean cherry blossoms.
But
Hitomi doesn't mean eyes.
Yeah. So apparently, after she failed with Naga, she went off to be Hoshi Minato's manager for a while.
She might have been doing that on the side the whole time.
Well, yeah, but it looks like she was pretty focused on the whole Naga thing for a little while, since that was all on Earth. And hopping back and forth between planets is a thing they definitely do, but it doesn't seem to be quite
Maybe there's more than one of her, too. Well, this just turns everything on its head.
A little bit. Well, I don't think there was more than one of her and Kukuraga, because what they had said during the episode...
No, I know. They got upgrades. What I'm saying is that I don't trust anything or know what's going on anymore because there's more than one Danarmage, and my brain just can't.
I don't think that I think they're pointing out that that's more of a special thing with him than a thing that's going on with multiple characters. It's sort of one of the things that makes him so dangerous, so I think doing that with additional characters would be a little weird. Frankie's just chilling. He's like, why are you waking me up? I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, he's going back to sleep.
He's stretching out his legs, falling back to sleep. So, yeah, this was a surprisingly...
I don't even know what to make out of any of this anymore.
This was a bit
How many Danarmages are there?
I'm looking forward to finding out.
So we've already killed at least 3 now.
Probably, yes. Assuming that Tsurugi did successfully destroy his Danarmage, which it seems as such.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that big sort of sweep of black energy that came off his planet wasn't
a bunch of Danarmages?
Of them scattering or something.
Could be.
That's a good twist. And it was an unexpected place to put it.
Now we gotta make like a Danarmage detector.
Well, they still should go to the Crux system and find out what's going on at South Cross.
Yeah, probably. Probably find another Danarmage there and kill it.
Maybe.
Are we gonna kill a Danarmage an episode from here on out now?
I don't know. It's a good escalation. At this point, we've now actually come to think of it. That was the last of the Vice Shoguns because we just lost Kukuraga last episode.
Why did I think Haruka meant wings? Somebody told me that at some point.
Okay. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's okay. Anyway. But yeah, come to think of it, we have gone through now we've gone through Magistrates, Ministers, and now all the Vice Shoguns, which...
So it's time to start killing Armages, apparently.
Now that we know there's multiple of them, it's like, okay, that's who they can fight on their power level moving forward. Because I'm like, okay, you guys are only halfway through the season, and you're at the second most powerful guys. Are you really just going to fight the most powerful guy for like a quarter of the series? Because that doesn't seem right.
Because there are more than one of him.
Apparently there's a bunch of him. That's a good way to work around that.
Yep.
I'm wondering if now if like the final boss will be like an Ultra Armage or something, or like all the Armages,
or an army of Armage,
an Armerge.
An Armerge.
Armerge. They merge them all together.
Oh, I thought you were trying to combine Armage and army.
Yeah.
Armage. Armagarme.
There's an Amargame which merges into a Merge.
don't know what's going on.
And then it'll just be one guy named Don. It's like, hey, I'm Don. I surrender. The end.
Watch when they take him all apart, he's gonna wind up like Oogie Boogie.
Being made up of a bunch of little buddies.
No, because remember,
My bags!
yeah, he was a bug.
That's true. He was ultimately just the one bug left.
The rest of them were apparently like under his control, but he was a bug.
Yeah. Sort of like an episode of Rick and Morty with the million ants, and it was mainly the one queen that made it work.
I haven't seen one.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. It was the Vindicators.
Oh, Vindicators 3.
Yes. Which was the only episode with the Vindicators.
Which, apparently I don't pay enough attention to Rick and Morty, because if I was paying enough attention when I watched Rick and Morty, then apparently I would have gone crazy over Szechuan sauce, so.
You still haven't seen that episode yet. I keep telling you that.
I know, but apparently it makes you crazy. And
Apparently.
makes you assault people at McDonald's for Szechuan sauce. But the stabbing
People are
was not a
ridiculous.
Szechuan sauce stabbing. It was just a regular McDonald's stabbing.
Yes. Like you see at every McDonald's.
Too many Don Armages. How many Don Armages in the kitchen? It spoils the broth.
Yeah. Alright, so I think we've probably...
When you get on
Gone over
Szechuan
this.
sauce, you know you've run out of things to talk about.
But I was impressed with this episode. I wasn't quite on board where it started, and then it finished up, and it's like... It sort of smacked you across the face with the unexpected there.
Yeah, it really did.
So good use of your hidden little pop star Easter egg character actually making for a really significant payoff. So congrats Kyuranger on that one.
Kyuranger!
So until next time, farewell
Fanger
Ranger fans,
fans.
and let the power.
Ranger fans.
Are you good? Really?
I said Fanger fans.
Farewell Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
Fanger fans.
Too many Dons, too many Dons.